She said that American soccer fans, most of them aren't smart. They don't know the game. They don't understand.
Gio.
That guy gazpacho.
Forbes can take a lame gorilla, okay?
Advice, did you know that Arsenal died?
He's got me buzzing.
Up the topies. It's hard to up them anyway.
I'm gonna comment on that. Yep. I know recently the talk has been around Nico Williams, another winger, potentially a striker, being brought in for Arsenal. But Nico Williams has kind of stated, or at least is rumored to want to stay at Athletic Bilbao for another season now. Kind of puts that to bed for Arsenal and for a lot of teams, including Barcelona as well. Although Barcelona would have had to add Spotify, Apple Music, Uber Eats, Camp Now as their sponsor team. But who do you want for Arsenal to bring in as an attacker here? Because I don't feel confident for you with Havertz and Martinelli as that starting front three to
I have such a bone to pick with you. With every single episode I'm not here, you're always shitting on Martinelli and Trossard in the left wing as if that isn't a really good left wing rotation.
That's not a title-winning left wing, Nick. Be honest with yourself.
Martinelli had a down year. I'm really confident that with an actual left side of the midfield this time around, he's going to be able to come back. And a left-footed player at left back. I think Calafiori is going to help a lot with Martinelli. So I'm calling it right now, 20 goals and assists for Martinelli this season. Put it on a banner somewhere because it's happening. Okay, so fuck you with Martinelli isn't the guy that we think he is, because he is. Trossard is a fantastic rotational piece.
He was not last season. I think if you're wanting to win a title, you have to have depth. You have to push Martinelli. You can't just say, I hope he's better this season.
This is why conversations with you are so frustrating, because with every team outside of American players, you're such a box score watcher. That's all you really see. And so, especially on
off the box score was good last season.
No, I'm saying especially when you look at all of the context, the entire left side of Arsenal was dead last year. There was no ball progression through there. Declan Rice would sprint with the ball forward when he played the 8. But even then, I still am willing to say that he is a better 6 than an 8, even though it looks like he'll probably play a lot of 8 unless Marino comes, which looks likely. So he might go back to the 6. I don't know. But we'll figure out the midfield later. I'm saying Kivier, 0 attacking threat. Tomiyasu, right-footed. And Zinchenko, a complete clown. So the left side of Arsenal's, the left flank was horrible. It just was. And even when Zinchenko's good offensively, he's not playing out wide. So Martinelli was constantly isolated. He wasn't able to do it by himself. Also, Jesus still exists. He's looked great so far in the preseason. It's just a preseason. Who cares? But he still exists. He also has been playing winger. I think he could be a good rotational piece there. He was our best player in that 1-0 win against City when Martinelli scored the winner, you dumb fuck. And I also
he is the solution for the issue
against the title winning side in the biggest moment of
non-existent on that wing last season, Nick. That's a reason why you
watched 4 Arsenal games last season. Don't talk to me about non-existent on last season. You don't know shit about Arsenal. Just because I'm biased, that doesn't mean that you're
Martinelli was good for your wing.
I think Martinelli is a very good player, and he struggled last year because of the team around him.
Season? Okay.
No, because of the team around him.
All right.
But am I not answering your question, you stupid, ignorant shit? What are you talking about?
Is that not a position of need? You guys need to have.
No, it's not a position of need. Listen, here's what Arsenal
and Martinelli in the form that they've been in.
Oh my God! Please stop talking to me. Mike, here's what Arsenal needs. Jared, shut up. Here's what Arsenal needs. I think they need a second actual. Martinelli is the only, I think, explosive player in the front three. I think they need a second guy of that maybe not caliber, but someone who can, in the turn of a second, get behind a defense on a transitional moment and, explode one-on-one. Okay? Saka can, but not to the extent of, real electrifying pace like a Martinelli. I think Nico Williams would have been great. I always thought that was kind of unrealistic. I always thought if he was going to move, it was going to be Barca. I think the guy that I would still like is Pedro Neto. But I also think Gabby Jesus is a really good option out wide throughout the season. Do I think we could use another attacker? Yeah, I'd take another attacker. But at this point, I am much more worried about the midfield and the defense, although now with Calafiori we got that, than I ever was about the front three. I love our front three. I think the balance with Havertz being a guy who can play as a false nine, but is also very big and is effective linking up play, but also effective in the air, is fantastic. When he moved to the number 9 spot, guys, he had 18 goals and assists last season. 18. And he played half the season in midfield in a weird like he didn't look threatening really in the midfield, if I say so myself, even though he was like solid, but whatever. So I have more faith in him than a lot of people do in the 9. And I adore Gabby Martinelli. I'm not going to get off the hype train because big things are going to happen for the man. I know it is. So do I think Trossard's a good rotational piece then? Yes, I do. Do I think we could still add an attacker? Yeah, I also think that too. If that's a guy like Gyökeres, the sporting kid who plays more as a 9, okay, then Jesus can be more of a rotational guy in the wing or even start games on the wing because he's a big game player, I think. If it's a guy like Pedro Neto, who we've been linked to for a while, great. Then Jesus and Havertz can be played through the middle. Trossard has played through the middle effectively there before. So I think we need another attacker? I think we could use one, but I'm really excited about these Mikel Merino links more so than the attacking stuff. And I think we need to focus a little bit on outgoings because, I mean, again, Zinchenko's still there. That's weird. Reece Nelson's still there. That's weird. Fabio Vieira, I think, is quality, but he's not getting the time. So why keep him? There's Nketiah. Jesus Christ, he has popped up on my screen. Nketiah's still here for some godforsaken reason. Yes,
I think
we
that
could use another attacker.
Negotiation at this point. Nketiah.
Yeah, it does seem like he's leaving for sure. That's fair. So hopefully that is true. He just missed a chance. Sorry, it's why I brought him up.
Listen, Michael, I'll give you a second to chime in here on Arsenal, and then we'll move on forward to some transfers. So what are you thinking in terms of, do they need more attacking talent, like what I'm saying, or do you think they're fine to win the title as is?
They definitely need more attacking talent. That's the way I see it. I think shoring up the defense was fine. Calafiori's a great player. Makes sense. A guy that Mikel wants, sure. But that's not a problem area. They conceded, fewer goals than anybody last year. They're rock solid. They have depth to a degree, which is good. They don't have depth up top. Maybe Jesus has looked good this preseason. Last year, he looked a step and a half slower than ever. He couldn't find the goal, even when he was playing in the center. So I don't think that's a guy you rely on. That's a guy I would cut out and try to recoup some money on. And Nketiah definitely has to go. He's just not at the Arsenal level. I know you agree with that. Reece Nelson,
True.
Fine player, Arsenal guy, but not going to cut it, not going to break through. I think they need another winger, and they definitely need another 9. Kai Havertz has some things that he can offer, but a dude who's going to bag you a ton of goals, that's not him. A guy who's going to be really good target, that's not him. And sometimes he's going to ghost or get into bad patches. So you need another guy who's going to really press him and contend for a starting spot.